Today I'm going to give you a yummy recipe that you guys all voted for of Ferrero Cheesecake. So first of all, we're going to start off with a scale. So get yourself a scale and then get yourself a bowl and put it on top of your scale. And then you are going to weigh out your unsalted butter first into a heat-proof bowl, because it needs to be heat-proof because we're going to melt it in the microwave. So put your scale on, make sure it's on 0. You need 100 grams of unsalted butter. So this recipe is for an 8-inch loose base tin. So that's the ideal measurements for that size tin. If you've got a bigger tin, well, it just means you'll have a thinner cheesecake. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to melt that in the microwave until it's completely melted, okay? So that was in for 50 seconds and it's completely melted. There's a little bit of lumps in there, but they'll melt because obviously the butter's hot. So I'm just going to give it a little bit of shake like this. And then just put that to the side for a second. Don't need that for right now. Then what you want to do is get your food processor and make sure the blade is inside your food processor and put that on top of your scale. And we're going to weigh our biscuits directly into the food processor. So for this we need 240 grams of digestives, okay? Make sure your scale's on 0 after you've put the food processor onto your scale, okay? That way you're not weighing the food processor, you're only weighing the biscuits. So I'm going to put my food processor on. Okay. And then you're going to blitz it until it's a fine crumb, okay? Okay, and as you can see, there's still big biscuits in, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to pulse it, which means I'm going to do short bursts, so hopefully those will get mashed in as well. I can't see any large pieces in there anymore, so that's enough. What you want to do next is you want to get your melted butter that you melted just now, and you want to pour all of those into your melted butter, okay? All of your digestive crumbs into your melted butter. And we're not going to mix this just yet because I want to add hazelnuts to this as well. Because as you know, Ferrero Rocher has hazelnuts in there, so it's nice to have some of that hazelnut flavour in the base as well. So I'm going to get my hazelnuts. So again, I'm going to weigh them. So put the food processor on top of, you don't need to wash the food processor out because it's going to be all mixed in anyway, and it's just crumbs anyway from biscuits. So put your food processor back on 0, and then you want to weigh in your hazelnuts. So 30 grams of hazelnuts inside your food processor, and again we're going to blitz these until they're all nice and chopped up into small pieces. I'm not going to put all of these hazelnuts inside the base, okay? I'm going to save probably about a tablespoon of them for decoration later, okay? So just pour most of them in, but just save like a tablespoon worth, roughly. Just eyeball it, about that much. You just want to basically save some to sprinkle on top for decoration, okay? So put them to the side, and then you've got your digestives, your melted butter, and your chopped up hazelnuts in here, and you're going to give that a good mix. So make sure all your stuff, all your biscuits and all your nuts are covered in with the butter, okay? So once you're done with that, what you need to do is get your loose base tin, and I've got an 8-inch one here, and the bottom comes out, so that helps you take your cheesecake out easy of the tin. So it helps if you have one of those, and you just want to pour all of those biscuit crumbs and chopped hazelnuts mixture into your tin. So just give it a shake to evenly distribute it a little bit. And then you want to get your spoon, and then you want to just press down the base with the back of a spoon, just like so, until it's all completely flat and even. So it should look like that once it's done. So just put that to the side for now. You can put it in the fridge if you want to, but you don't really need to. You can just leave it there while you prepare the filling. So to move on to the filling, you want to get yourself a bowl, a large mixing bowl, and in that, first of all, we're going to add in our cream cheese. Now, we need 400 grams of cream cheese. So if you've got an even different packet sizes, then you need to weigh it out with a scale. But I know that each of these tubs is 200 grams each, so I'm just going to put 2 tubs in there, which makes 400 grams in total. So I don't really need to weigh it out. But like I said, if your tubs are a different size, then you can just weigh out your cream cheese as usual by putting the scale underneath your bowl. So 400 grams of cream cheese into your bowl. Next thing we want to add in there is Nutella. but you just love the way a new one looks, untouched. So put my scale underneath my bowl, put my mixing bowl on top, press the scale to go on 0, and then you weigh out 200 grams of Nutella. Oh my goodness. Guys, I'm on a diet and I can't eat this. So that's 100 grams. So I'm going to put another spoonful like that, and it should be 200 grams, okay? The next thing I want to add in there is some icing sugar. Now, this is optional. It does add a little bit of sweetness into, but as you know, Nutella is already really sweet. But because we're using a lot of cream cheese, I think we need to add a little bit of sweetness to this cheesecake. So I'm adding icing sugar to it, not regular sugar. And that's simply because it dissolves better into the mixture. So put your scale back on 0, and we're going to weigh out 50 grams of icing sugar. So it's not a lot, just 50 grams of icing sugar, okay? So we're going to give this a good mix with our electric mixer until it's nice and smooth. So it takes a minute or so, just until it's completely smooth and all completely combined, okay? This right now, you could optionally, if you wanted to, crush up some Ferrero Rochers and add them into this as well. That's entirely up to you. I don't tend to do that, but if you wanted to, you could do that as well. So I'm just going to put that to the side for a second. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to whip up some cream. So you can add in your cream directly into your cheesecake mixture and then just whip it up until it's stiff. However, I've done that previously in the Lotus Biscoff recipe, so I wanted to show you a different way to do it, where you whip the cream up separately and then fold it in, and then just ensures that you don't basically over whip your cheesecake mixture. So I've got my bowl to my stand mixer, and I'm going to get 300 milliliters of cream straight from the fridge. Okay, so it's 300 milliliters in this. I don't need to weigh it because it's already 300 milliliters, but if you've got a bigger pot, then just stick your scale underneath your bowl as usual, then you can just weigh it like that. So pour all of that in, 300 milliliters of cream. All you want to do is just whip it until it reaches a soft peak. Okay, so I'm going to whip it until it's soft peak, so it'll take a couple of minutes. So as you can see, this is soft peak, okay? So it's still a little bit runny, but it's still holding its shape, okay? So it's still got some movement, but it's still holding its shape, okay? So that's called a soft peak. Fold all this cream into the cheesecake mixture that we prepared in this bowl. So all you need to do is scoop it all out and put it into there. So what you need to do to fold it is to basically scrape around the sides of your bowl, bring it over, cut in the middle, just like that, okay? And just fold it all in. There we go, that looks perfect. Okay, so that's your filling for your cheesecake. Now, I'm not going to put all of this filling in the cheesecake. I'm going to save just a little bit to do some piping at the top for the decoration. So put most of it in, but save 3 or 4 tablespoons, maybe a bit more than that, and then you can pipe that under the top for decoration, okay? So most of your cheesecake mixture will go in your tin, so just do that. So just save a little bit for decoration. That much. So I'd say it's about 4 tablespoons worth. If you don't want to pipe swirls at the top of yours, just chuck all your cheesecake mixture in there. What you want to do is, using your spatula or angled palette knife, just smooth down the mixture until it's nice and level and all smooth and even. There, that's better. So it's nice and smooth now. Once you've done that, I am going to do the decoration. I'm going to get some Nutella, and it's already pretty runny because it's quite hot today, so I don't need to melt this. But if it wasn't that hot, then you'd probably ideally melt it a little bit. And get a small piping bag. You can do this by, if Nutella's runny enough, just do it by hand, okay? Just going to get a little bit of Nutella in a piping bag. And you can melt it in the microwave a little bit if you want to. And what I'm going to do is cut a tiny little bit off the end of the piping bag. And I'm going to just do swirlies, okay? Go round. So just basically just go around. Or you can do zigzags, whatever. You just basically want to pipe some Nutella in a random design on the top. It kind of looks like that, okay? And then you want to get your crushed hazelnuts that you left in your food processor. Sprinkle those on top as well. Okay, in the middle. And I'm going to save a little bit to sprinkle on top of my piped swirls when I pipe them later, okay? So once your cheesecake is set, at least give it a few hours in the fridge, I'd say. I'd say like 3 hours at least to make sure that it's set properly. Try and keep it longer if you can, overnight ideally. Right, so that's my piping bag ready to decorate the cheesecake once I take it out, once it's completely set. Okay, so I've taken my cheesecake out of the fridge so I can show you how to do the swirls on the sides. So take it out of the tin carefully, and then you just, this cheesecake mixture that you saved, just start at the edge and just go around, and then just pipe basically swirls all the way around to make a border on your cheesecake. I get the idea. So I'm going to go all the way around your whole cheesecake like this. Once you've done that, you want to go ahead and get your Ferrero Rochers. You can either leave them in the wrapper if you want, or you can take them out of the wrapper. So I'm going to cut mine in half with a knife. Just cut your Ferreros in half with a knife, or you can leave them whole and then just literally place them around your cheesecake on top of your swirls to finish it off. And that's how you decorate your cheesecake. And here is your finished Ferrero cheesecake, guys. Enjoy. Take care of yourselves, guys. Well, I hope you enjoy the recipe, enjoy the rest of your day, enjoy the weather, have fun, stay safe, stay home, or as Boris Johnson says, stay home but go out, but don't go out, but stay home but don't go out, but go out if you want to go out, but make sure you go out to open spaces if you go out. Take care. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu.